Hi everybody, in this lesson we will learn how to make a project website using the Tilda constructor. But it was starting with the fact that the site can solve different tasks, depending on which you will have a different site structure. Almost all sites can be divided into two types, informational and selling. There are also services like Facebook or Figma, but we will not consider them in this lesson. A selling site solves the problem, surprisingly, of selling your service. By the way, a sale is not necessarily an order and payment for your product or services. You can also simply collect contacts through the waiting list to send news about success of the project. And only after the product is ready, sell it. The information site is used to tell more about your project, while not focusing on sales. Such a site is needed to attract partners and investors, and also that you can post your current vacations. Today I will show you how to use Tilda without filling in details of content, and you can use this tutorial to create both an informational and sales site. First, you need to register it with Tilda. In the description, I left a referral link which seems to give bonuses. After registration and authorization, you need to click on the button to create a new site and enter a name. This is done by this button. But I can't click because I used my limit of 5 sites. Next, we must open your new site and create a new page. We choose an empty template as we will do everything in our own way. Now we have opened the site creation interface itself. We will start with the corner. This is the first block that your client sees when entering the site. You can choose any as we'll change it anyway. We immediately go to setting and convert our cover to 0 blocks. Now let's move on to editing the block. There you will see an interface that allows you to change the block as you wish. In general, text blocks suit me, but there was filling out. We write the name of company, then we write main USP of our project, and in the third block we can tell a little more about the project or delete it. Now I want to shift the text to the left and place the screenshot from application there. To do this, I click on the plus button and click on Add Image. Now you need to set the desired image size and upload the file itself. For example, by dragging the image from the folder. And now I want the screen to change to another when hovering over the image. To do this, I add another picture, hover it over the previous, and now add a step-by-step animation. Then we select the onHover event, set the form itself as a trigger, and add a second step in the animation where we set the transparency to 0 and set the animation duration to the 1/10 of the second. Save it. Now let's add a download button under the screenshot. For this we click on the plus and add button. Now I change the background color of this button, write the word download and add the download link in the Play Market as a link. Also, for fun, let's animate this button and add a step-by-step animation. Also select an hover event and specify the button itself as trigger. Now in the animation step-by-step, we will add a new step where the button will be slightly larger, and in the next step we will return it to its place. So the button will give a signal of life when hovering. Well, with the final touch of this block, we will add fields for collecting mail. Click on the plus sign and add the form, since we are only interested in the mail field. Go to editing the form. There you can remove the extra field and make our mail field mandatory. Since the form consists of one field, it's better to make it horizontal. You can do this in the Form Style tab. Now we round the margins of the button and give it our favorite color. In addition, under the fields, we need to make a note what by submitting the form the users agreed to the privacy policy, and text through the plus sign. Make the font smaller and add a link. We will now direct the user to a page on our website called Policy. We will make this page at the end of this video. And so, we made the first block. It remains to adapt it for mobile display. For this, we turn on mobile display mode and simply drag and drop elements. If you don't need some elements on a mobile phone, then we can take it off the edge of the screen, and in mobile version it will not be displayed. We save our first block. Now we will spend the same amount of time on all other blocks. By the plus sign under the blocks, we can add the next blocks. For example, let it be a direct speech in which you tell us about the project. Put your photo and name there and describe the project accordingly. Next, let's add the advantages of the project. For this, we select the appropriate block and write what your project is good at. Just please don't use standard Tilda picture. They are used too often and they are boring. Find the vector imaging you need in OpenStock, and in the description of video I will leave 2 links to libraries with the Figma images. The same block can also be used to write what target audience your project is for. Then you can insert, for example, a video demonstrating the operation of your application or a gallery with photos of the device. In general, select blocks according to your taste from the offered ready-made one and fill them with information. At the end, you should add a detailed form for ordering your product or just block with contacts. What else is worth doing? After you have made the main page, you can add a menu. Correctly, you need to create a separate page and add a menu there. Let's save the page and call it header. In the same way, we can add a footer on separate page. Now, in the site setting, you just need to assign this page as a footer and header respectively. Now, let's prepare the site so that we can accept applications. To do this, create a new sheet in the CRM section. This is where your application will come in. And also, we have to create a page with the privacy policy. The policy itself can be simply generated in any online constructor. I added an example of the constructor to the description. We generate it on the site, copy and paste it on our site page as a simple text block, and save it with the name policy. Now we need to get back to our forms. First, let's go to our custom block and click on the form. By the data reception setting button, we must select the sheet that we created in Serial. Save and scroll to the bottom form. There, by clicking the content button, we are immediately invited to connect a sheet form for collecting application. And for example, I have a standard bot connected that notified me of application in Telegrams. Now you can click on the Publish All Page button and view our site. If you use a paid plan, then you can use a beautiful domain that your customer can easily remember, and by paying for the site for a year at once, you can remove the mention that the site is made in Tilda, so the site looks more professional. That's all for today. Also, the Tilda allows you to connect the function of online store and accept payments and make a blog on the site for publishing articles. But as part of a school project, you are unlikely to need this. But if you are interested, write about it in the comments and will make separate video, or you can watch official lesson on Tilda. Everything is described in some detail there. Well, at the end of this video, I'll say that this was the last basic lesson in the course on project activities. Everything I wanted to tell you from the beginning, I said. Therefore, now I will look at your question in the comments and make video on this topic. You will also greatly support the release of new videos if you share this course with your friends and of course put likes and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching this course. I will be happy to answer your question. Write them in the comment or in my Telegram. See you again!